Hello Universe, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's tutorial, I'll be teaching this design. One of my subscribers sent this particular picture to me and she said I should please help to explain how the design was gotten. So guys, stay tuned as I teach you how you can get this design. So guys, the material I'll be using for this project is a shiny poly. It's a stretchy fabric, but on that picture, if you watch closely, you will see the person. That picture, the fabric that is being used there is a raw silk. I searched for raw silk in my area, but guys, I couldn't get it. So the length of this fabric measures 15 inches by 11 inches width. I cut it 2 pieces, 15 inches by 11 inches width. I'll be using it for the V face. So this is the way I'll be forming my pleats for the V face. Guys, I looked for that raw silk in my area. I don't know why it's so difficult. I couldn't get it. And at the point of doing this this tutorial, I had to make do with the fabric I have at home. Okay, so bear with me. I didn't use the exact fabric used in that picture, but I bet you the best fabric to use and get that is raw silk. To get this design, the best fabric, sincerely speaking, is raw silk because it has this foamy texture and it's stretchy one. Then if you fold it into two, it has this foamy, I don't know how to explain it. People that have used raw silk understand what I mean. So try to get raw silk for this tutorial. It will give you a perfect view of it. But notwithstanding, I'm using this fabric so that you all will still understand how to do it. Alright, so I finished forming my V face and see the weight is the pleat. So what I'll be marking is 11.5 inches because the hair circumference I'm using is 23 inches. So half of 23 inches is 11.5. So I mark it out on both fabric. Then after marking it out, I will also cross on top of each other and sew on my sewing machine. Just watch the way I form my V face. I believe many of you have watched tutorials on how I've been forming my V face. This is not my first video. So by watching this, it's just want to show those that have not really seen how I've done it. So when you just cross, make sure that those places I marked, that both points touches each other. They're going to use your pin to hold it down. After doing that, I'm also going to hold the top part. So guys, at this point I'm done sewing and I had to cut the excess part out with my scissors. So once I'm done doing this, I'll locate the center of this V face and notch the center. Okay, the essence of doing this is to know the center of the V face because I'll be joining it with the base of this fabric. So I'll just fold it into two, then locate the center, use my scissors, and I'll be notching this particular part. Alright, once I'm done with this, I will set this aside. Next fabric I'm holding is for the base, and this particular fabric I'll be using the non-stretchy part for the length and the stretchy part for the wig. If you watch closely, you observe that I didn't cut out this part. Yes, it's for a reason, because my fabric was not so, it didn't reach the length I wanted. I wanted like 45 inches, but I was getting 42 inches. Okay, so the length measures 36 inches by 42 inches. But guys, if you have up to 45, it's still okay. It is okay. So I didn't cut that part out. What I'll be doing next is to take my measurement, and the first measurement I took was 1 inch. 1 inch. After 1 inch, I mark out 5 inches. 5 inches. Then after 5 inches, I had to mark half inch. Half inch. Okay, so you can see the procedure. So next one I'm marking out now is 5 inches again. 5 inches. Okay, then after marking 5 inches, Next thing I also mark again is is half inch. So the procedure is 5, half, 5, half. Don't know if you get it. All right, so you can see I've marked everything on this fabric. See, if you look closely you will see it, guys. I've marked everything out. So you can use your ruler to rule it to make a straight line, but I didn't do so here. Just had to mark close to each other. Had to mark it very close to each other. So the first one is 1 inch, second one 5 inches, third one half, then the next one is 5, another one is half. So you understand it. First one 1 inch, second 5, third is half, fourth is 5, then continuously. That's how I did it. You can see I've marked the whole body. Okay, all right. So after doing this, I will show you how to do your sewing. So right now I'll be folding the fabric. See, this is the first part I marked, which is 1 inch. So I'll be folding it down to that 5-inch part. Okay, just watch closely and see the way I do my folding. Sorry guys, at this point I felt for beginners, to help the beginners, I had to mark the back. Like I had to mark the back also, so it will be easy for some beginners. So I had to mark same thing, that same procedure I did the front part. I had to do same thing at the back. So I'm holding the front, that is the shiny part now. So exactly that same measurement I took in the front, that's what I so did at this back. So what I'll be doing now is to start the folding. So just watch the way I do the folding. I think it didn't fit to in fact the best way to do it is to mark the inside as well. Although I can work without marking the inside, but I felt it will be well understood if I mark the inside as well. So see what I'm doing. That part I marked 1 inch. I had to make it to touch that part I marked 5 inches. Okay, then I'll use my needle to hold it down. After doing that, I also move straight to the other side of it, the next part, and I also look for where I marked 1 inch and where I marked 5 inches. I'll make sure that both of them aligns to each other. Then I'll use my needle to hold it down. So this is what I was actually doing till I get to the end part of it. Okay, I'm done holding everything with my needle. Take it to my sewing machine and I will sew on this point that I use my pin to hold down. I'll still do same thing to this second part, but while doing it, please avoid that part that I marked 2 inches. You can see the way I'm tacking. You can see the way I'm holding both points down. Avoid this particular part. Okay, all right. So I'll hold it down this way. Also use my needle or my pin, sorry, to just hold it down before taking it to my sewing machine. Just have to mark that inside out so it will be clearly shown. But if you think you can get those points without marking the inside, you can go on with it. All right, so I'll continue this process till I hold everything down. So once you're done holding, you also take your sewing machine and sew down. So guys, you can use this process to hold the whole fabric down to the end. And after forming my pleats, what I got was 6 pleats. So you can see the outcome. See how the back looks, and this is the front part. Okay, you can see what I got here is 6 pleats. Guys, not a must you stop at 45 inches, 42 inches the way I did. You can reach 50. It depends on how full you want yours to be. That's the length part. So I'm okay with this length though, sorry, the width though, it's not too bulky. I'm okay with it. So next thing I'll be doing now is to locate the center of this fabric. I'll fold it into two, locate the center, and once I locate the center, I'll be using my scissors to notch it. Okay, all right, after notching with my scissors, I'll be adding it with my other fabric. I will join it together with the front part. So I'll make sure that the part I notched touches each other, and I'll use my pin to hold it down before sewing with my sewing machine. Alright, I'm done sewing, and this is the outcome. So I'll use my scissors to cut out the excess part inside. You can see the front view. Okay, this is how it looks. You can see our turban is almost ready. If you love what you are seeing, support your girl by liking this. If you have any question, you can ask. Okay, so I had to cut out these pieces from another fabric because the 1 yard I used for this project is not quite enough. So I had to cut out these pieces, and the length measures 23 inches by 1 inch. I cut it out 6 pieces, 23 inches by 1 inch. The part I used is the non-stretchy fabric, the non-stretchy part. That's what I used. Okay, so I used 23 inches by 1 inch. I cut it into 6 pieces because the loop where I'll be putting it inside is 6 loops. All right, so next thing I did is to start inserting it one by one into this hole. So watch how I complete this part. Guys, you can see I'm done inserting the whole pieces inside the hole, and you can see the design we got. So next thing we'll be doing now is to hold it down. Okay, I will do my tacking. Let me tell you the first process you can do. You can just place it on top of each other this way and sew. Remove the pin or the needle, sorry, you can remove it. Then you can also place the next one on top like this. Then you sew. Then the other fabric under it, you're gonna drop it up again. You're gonna drag it up this way, drag it up this way. You sew and drag it up. So you continue to do this process till you reach to the end. This is a first method. This is a first method of getting the sewing. Or if you find that difficult, please stitch each edge one by one. Just stitch each, so you ensure that you hold that pieces. If you don't hold it, you mess up the work. Then after holding each one, you now start placing on top of each one like this and sew down with your machine. So whatever you do here, do it on the other side. Okay, yes. All right, I'm done stitching, and this is the outcome. You can see the way it looks. I did see this edge and see the other side. So at this point, I'll be joining it together. Yes, see the front view, see how everything looks. All right, so I'll be joining everything together. So I'll be sewing from this part down. to the end of this part and see how it looks. You can see I'm done holding it with my sewing machine. Then it's meaning this top part, which is the V face. Next thing I'll now be doing is to use my pin to hold it down. Then you sew from here down to this point. Then take this inside, just fold it inside this way. Then hold everything down with your sewing machine. This is quite easy. Please, if you are confused, rewatch this video. You understand everything. Alright, I'm done sewing and this is how everything looks. You can see we're almost through with our design. So I'll be turning it out so we see the front view and we'll do our gathers and yes, everything will be ready. Okay, I'm turning it out and this is the outcome. You can see the way it looks. So what is remaining now is the gathers. But there's a trick here. Please, at the end of this point, first of all, hold this place down the way I'll be doing. Guys, if you watch closely, you see I'm true with whatever I'm doing. But there is something that happened. This top part, look closely, you will see that this top, especially the first two, it is not too full. It is not too full, just the way it is shown in the picture. There is a reason. Remember at first I told you I don't really have enough fabric. I just used only 1 yard. But to get it as full as this, endeavor to get up to like 2 yards. It will help you, or 1.5 yards. Then what you do is your length, make this length, the length of the fabric to be up to 45 or 50, okay, inches. So at this point, if you make it up to 45 or 50 inches, you will see that it will be so fluffy the way you want. Please bear with me, I had to make use of the fabric I have here. That's why it's not too full. Just tamper with the length, not with the width. Once you add more to the length, it will be as full as that in the picture. So guys, we've come to the end of this tutorial. I love you all. Thanks for staying up to this time. See you next time, guys.